This is lesson 35 for course 1, writing decimal numbers as fractions, part 1, and reading and writing decimal numbers. Now, the reason I haven't broken this into 2 lessons is because we have already done reading and writing decimal numbers. This is almost just a little bit of a review, and we will be doing the reading and writing decimal numbers while we're doing writing and decimal numbers as fractions. So we're going to be doing both of them at the same time. That's why I'm not breaking this into 2 lessons. Okay, so let's start off with this decimal number. Now this decimal number is 3/10. Quick review, you have a decimal and you have 3 place values that we are looking at. There are more than that, but we are looking at 3 of them right now. This is the tenths, hundredths, thousands. Okay, if you need a reminder of the decimal places, you go into your planner right beside your multiplication chart. It actually has those place values for you, tenths, hundredths, and thousands. So right now, these are the only 3 we're looking at. Again, there are more. These are just the 3 we're looking at. Okay, so we're going to take our 3/10 and we're going to turn into a equivalent fraction, or the fraction that is the same thing. So the equivalent fraction would be 3/10. See how I did that? You say this 3/10. You write it as a fraction 3/10. Okay, super simple. Super, super simple. Okay, let's do another one. This time, let's do 25 hundredths. I say this 25 hundredths because remember, you say the column that you end on, which is the hundredths column. So I say 25 hundredths. The equivalent fraction is 25 hundredths. Yeah. See how simple? Okay, now here's the not simple part. Just like when we work with other fractions, we don't want to leave our fraction these really, really big numbers if we don't have to. So if we can put it into lowest terms, we want to. So we want to reduce this into its lowest term. Now we've done this particular one before. So you should know and remember that if this is $1 and this is 25 cents, there are 4 25 cents or 4 quarters in $1, which means right here we have 1 quarter for $1, which means we have 1 quarter. If you don't remember that, what you should be able to at least remember is that 25 can be divided by 25, as a number is always divisible by itself, which just makes 1. And 100 is divisible by 25 because I take quarters and 4 of them to make 100. So when I divide 100 by 25, there are 4 25s in 100, which I end up with 1 quarter. Okay, this is my lowest terms. Okay, let's keep going. What if I do it the opposite way? How about I give you 6/10 and say, hey, write me an equivalent decimal. Well, decimal, remember your columns, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. This says tenths, so it goes in the tenths column. 6/10. Let's do one more. Okay, now let's do 57 thousandths. Okay, remember, this 0 is here, so it's not 100 and something 57 thousandths, it's just 57. So it's 57 thousandths because we are in the thousandths column was our last one. So your fraction would be 57 thousandths. Now, the reading and writing decimal portions, and we've been writing and reading a lot of decimal numbers. We're now just going to take it one step farther and we're going to write it into words. Okay, now same way that you would do this as normal ones. Okay, you're writing exactly what you're saying. You are saying 57 thousandths. You are writing 57 thousandths. Okay, 57 7 thousandths. Now, thousandths is written the same as thousand. It just has the ths at the end. Okay, same with tenths and hundredths. Okay, it just has this ths at the end, ths, like a snake. If you need help with your spelling, you can always, again, come into your handy dandy planner, and it shows you underneath each column up here the different spellings for what the columns are. It also gives you, for when you're doing decimals and fractions, some down here as well for decimals and fractions. Okay, that is writing decimal numbers as fractions, part 1, and reading and writing decimal numbers for lesson 35, course 1.